If you're a man over 60 and your erections have become weaker, your intimacy has grown distant, or your desire seems to have faded completely, I want you to hear this, because the truth is shocking. What's stealing your strength isn't just age, it's clogged penile veins. That's right. Your circulation, your lifeline, is slowly shutting down, and most men never see it coming. But what if I told you that just one drink, taken every morning for 7 days, could begin to change that? I'm Dr. James. For over 30 years, I've helped men just like you rediscover their vitality, without pills, surgeries, or false hope. And what I've learned is this: you don't need to become someone new, you just need to restore who you already are. Here's the part no one tells you. 4 simple natural ingredients, beets, lemon, ginger, and coconut water, can help unlock blood flow, reawaken testosterone, deeply hydrate your cells, and restore your connection to your partner in ways you may have forgotten were possible. This isn't about performance. It's about power, about waking up in your skin and feeling fully alive again. And in just a moment, I'll walk you through exactly how to make this drink, why it works, and what to expect after the very first glass. Stay with me, because if you've been waiting for a second chance, this may be it, and it starts tomorrow morning with 1 glass in your hand. Before we get into the details, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do it, and don't forget to tap the bell so you'll always be first to know when I share powerful natural health solutions made specifically for men over 60. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If you're unsure or have questions, type 0 and let me know how I can better support you. Now let's get into the heart of it, because this isn't just talk. It's time to show you exactly what goes into this powerful drink and why it works. We'll start with the very first ingredient, the one that lays the foundation for everything that follows. It's not a pill, it's not exotic, and chances are it's sitting quietly in your kitchen right now. This simple root has the power to fire up your circulation in ways most men haven't felt in years. Let's talk about beets. Ingredient 1, beets, the blood flow igniter. Of all the ingredients I've recommended over the years, beets continue to surprise even my most skeptical patients. When I first mention them, I usually get the same look: raised eyebrows, maybe a smirk. Beets, doc, really? But then they try it, and everything starts to change. Beets are more than just a colorful vegetable. For men over 60, they're one of the most powerful tools you can use to reclaim your circulation, and with it, your confidence. Here's why. Beets are loaded with natural nitrates. When you drink them, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and opens up your blood vessels. That means blood can finally flow where it needs to go, fully, easily, and without resistance. One man I worked with, Robert, 66, told me he hadn't felt a real erection in over a year. He loved his wife dearly, but he felt ashamed, tired, defeated. We didn't start with pills or hormones. We started with beets, and just days after making this drink part of his morning routine, he called me with emotion in his voice. "Doc," he said, "it's like someone flipped the switch back on." His energy was returning, his face looked brighter, and yes, he was responding again down there. Not just physically, but emotionally too. Beets do more than improve blood flow. They help oxygen reach your brain, your muscles, even your skin. They support your heart, fight inflammation, and help detox your liver. But in the context of intimacy, they do something extraordinary. They bring life back to the part of you that may have gone quiet over the years. Now, if beets are the engine that gets things moving, the next ingredient is what makes everything run smoother, faster, and even more powerfully. It's something you've probably used 1,000 times, but never realized it could change the way your body responds. Let's talk about that next. If you're still here and this message is resonating with you, type the number 1 in the comments. I'd love to know you're still with me. Now, let's keep going and dive into the second powerful ingredient that brings this drink to life. Ingredient 2, lemon, the absorption accelerator. Lemon might seem like an unlikely hero in a drink meant to restore circulation and intimacy, but I've seen its quiet power time and time again. Years ago, I had a patient named Harold. He was 70, retired, and doing everything right, eating better, walking daily, trying to keep his spirit up, but he still felt stuck. The beets were helping, but something was missing. His response time was still slow, and his energy didn't fully return. That's when we added lemon, fresh, not bottled, and everything started to click into place. Lemon works behind the scenes, but its impact is enormous. It's packed with vitamin C, which helps your body absorb and activate the nitrates from the beets far more efficiently. Without it, you're only getting part of the benefit. With it, you're unlocking the full effect: wider blood vessels, faster circulation, stronger results. I often describe it like this: beets open the door, but lemon turns on the light. But that's not all. Lemon also helps reduce inflammation, detoxify your liver, and hydrate your tissues. It's particularly powerful for older men because it helps lower cortisol, the stress hormone that silently kills desire, weakens erections, and leaves you feeling mentally foggy. That's why so many men report not just improved intimacy, but a calmer, clearer, more focused mind. Harold told me something I'll never forget. After just a few days of adding lemon to the drink, he said, "Doc, I'm waking up feeling like myself again. Not like I'm dragging through the day, I'm present. Even my wife said I look more alive." That's the beauty of natural healing. It doesn't just fix one thing, it restores you from the inside out. And if lemon is the accelerator that helps your body absorb and use nutrients better, the next ingredient is what helps bring back the fire itself. It's bold, ancient, and proven to wake up your hormones and calm the very stress that blocks performance. You're going to want to hear this one. Ingredient 3. Ginger, the hormone restorer. Ginger has always held a special place in my heart, not just as a doctor, but as a man. I remember the first time I truly understood its impact. One of my longtime patients, Samuel, came to me feeling hollow. He was 72, bright and articulate, but his energy had faded. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore. I've lost the drive, the fire." That's a hard thing for any man to say, and it's even harder to feel. We had already started working on his circulation with beets and lemon, but something deeper was missing. That's when I introduced ginger. Not powdered, not processed, but fresh, raw ginger root. Within a week, the shift was undeniable. Samuel's voice had more strength. He said he was waking up with purpose again, and more importantly, with desire. Ginger is more than a spice. It's one of nature's most powerful hormone restorers. Modern studies confirm that ginger can boost testosterone levels by up to 17%, especially in older men whose bodies have quietly slowed production over time. But even more powerful is what ginger does to your stress levels. It lowers cortisol, calms the nervous system, and helps you return to a balanced, steady place. Physically, mentally, emotionally. That matters more than most people realize. Because performance isn't about pressure, it's about presence. It's about connection. When your body feels safe and ready, when your hormones are firing in harmony with your mind, everything changes. You don't just function, you engage, and that's the kind of intimacy that lasts. Samuel said it best. "I don't feel like I'm forcing anything anymore. I feel natural again, like I'm back in sync with myself." That's the power of ginger. It restores without pushing. It reconnects you to what's already there. And if ginger brings back your fire, the next ingredient is what fuels it, deeply, silently, and from the inside out. Most men never think about it, but without this, nothing else works the way it should. Let's talk about that next. Ingredient 4. Coconut water, the cellular hydration secret. This next ingredient is probably the one most men overlook, but it might be the reason your body still isn't responding the way it should, no matter how well you eat or how hard you try. I learned this lesson from a patient named Leonard. He was 69, active, still walking every morning, eating clean, doing his best, but something just wasn't clicking. "Doc," he told me, "I'm doing everything right, but I still feel half alive. It's like the light switch flips, but the power never shows up." So I asked him one question: "How much water are you drinking?" He paused, laughed, and admitted, "Not enough." That's when I introduced him to coconut water, and within days, things started to shift. Coconut water isn't just hydration, it's cellular fuel. As we age, even mild dehydration can thicken the blood, constrict blood vessels, and slow circulation. Your muscles don't respond as fast. Your energy dips. Your erections become inconsistent or disappear entirely. You may not feel thirsty, but your cells are begging for help. That's where coconut water comes in. Rich in natural electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, coconut water does more than quench thirst. It restores balance at a deep level. It keeps blood vessels soft and open, supports nerve signaling, and helps nutrients actually get where they need to go. When Leonard added just 1 cup to his daily drink, he called me a few days later with a spark in his voice I hadn't heard before. "Doc," he said, "I feel clearer, I feel present. My body is finally responding." And that's when I knew hydration was the missing piece for so many men. We focus on hormones, diet, even exercise, but without proper hydration, none of it works the way it's supposed to. Coconut water unlocks the full potential of everything else. Now that you understand how these 4 ingredients work together, let me show you exactly how to combine them into one powerful morning drink. It takes less than a minute to prepare, but what it can unlock might surprise you. 5. How to make the drink. Simple recipe. When I first share this recipe with a patient, the reaction is almost always the same. "That's it? That's all it takes?" There's something powerful about realizing that restoring your health, your confidence, and your connection doesn't have to be complicated. Just 4 ingredients, a blender, and 1 minute each morning. That's all it takes to start sending the right signals back into your body. I remember Alan, 74, quiet, reserved, going through a difficult chapter in his life. He'd been feeling off for years but never said much. When I gave him this recipe, he looked at me like he didn't quite believe it could work. "Doc," he said, "this seems too simple." But he agreed to give it a try. And just a week later, he came back with a quiet grin and told me, "I feel different, better, like something's waking up." Here's exactly what I told Alan. Take 2 medium-sized beets, peel and chop them. Add the juice from half of a fresh lemon. Slice about 1 inch of raw ginger, no powders, no shortcuts. Then pour in 1 cup of unsweetened coconut water. Blend it all together until smooth. If you prefer a lighter texture, feel free to strain it. But what matters most is freshness. The closer to nature, the better your body responds. Drink it once each morning, preferably 30 to 60 minutes before any physical activity or simply as part of your daily routine. Most men begin to notice changes within the first few days. Subtle shifts at first, but undeniably real. This is more than a recipe. It's a ritual, a way of telling your body, "I'm ready to come back to life." But what happens after you drink it? That's where the real story begins, because once your blood starts flowing and your system wakes up, everything starts to shift, and it might happen faster than you think. Let's talk about what you can expect. 6. What happens after you drink it? The first time a man tries this drink, he usually expects very little. That's what years of disappointment will do. Lower your hopes, one letdown at a time. But what I love most is that moment when something changes. It's often subtle, even quiet, but deeply real. A warm sensation in the chest, a bit of lightness in the head, or a steady calm in the belly. It's your blood starting to move again. It's your body remembering how to show up. One man I'll never forget is Thomas, 67, who called me the morning after trying the drink for the first time. His voice had this quiet surprise in it. "I don't know if it's in my head, Doc," he said, "but I felt more awake this morning, like my body was actually online." I told him what I'll tell you. It's not in your head. When blood flow improves, everything improves. Over the next few days, men often report stronger morning wood, quicker response to touch, and a deeper emotional connection to their partner. You may notice mental clarity improving, a lift in mood, or more stable energy throughout the day. Not that fake high you get from caffeine, but a grounded, steady strength, something real. And here's something important. It's not just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you move. Your posture changes, your eyes brighten. People start asking if you've been sleeping better. You feel more like you again. That's what this drink can unlock. And the best part, these changes don't fade overnight. The longer you stay consistent, the more your body adapts, responds, and remembers the rhythm it used to know so well. But now comes the real question, the one that matters more than anything. Why is all of this so important, especially for men over 60? The answer goes deeper than blood flow, deeper than hormones, and once you hear it, you'll understand exactly what's at stake. Let's talk about it. 7. Why this matters for older men. There's a moment in every man's life when he wonders if the best parts are behind him. Maybe it happens when the mirror shows a little less strength. Maybe it's in the quiet look from a partner who used to see fire in your eyes. Or maybe it's in the stillness of a night when desire feels like a distant memory. I've sat with men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and I've seen the same question in all of them. Is this just how it ends? But here's what I need you to know. It doesn't have to be. The decline you've been told to accept isn't destiny, it's biology. And biology can be supported, restored, reawakened. This drink, as simple as it seems, is not just about helping you get or maintain an erection. It's about what that represents. It's about reclaiming something vital, your connection to yourself, your energy, your presence, your power. Intimacy isn't just a physical act. It's emotional, spiritual. And when it begins to return, so does a part of you that may have gone quiet for far too long. I think about Walter, a 70-year-old former Marine. Stoic, strong, proud, but when he talked about feeling like he'd lost the part of himself that once led with confidence, his voice broke. 2 weeks on this drink and his whole energy shifted. He came back taller, sharper, and I'll never forget what he said. "You didn't just help me in the bedroom, Doc. You reminded me who I am." That's what this is truly about. Not performance, identity, dignity, presence. And if you're still with me now, you probably feel the same tug inside, the one saying, maybe I'm not done yet. So let's bring it all home, because what you do next could be the start of a new chapter you never thought was possible. Let's talk about where to go from here. Conclusion. So here we are, we've walked through each part of the drink. Beets to fire up blood flow, lemon to unlock absorption, ginger to restore your hormones and calm your stress, and coconut water to hydrate you at the cellular level. We've talked about how to make it, what to expect after that first glass, and why this small habit matters more than most people realize, especially for men over 60. And now I want to speak to you directly. I've been doing this a long time, and I've met so many good men, strong men, who felt like time had taken something from them they'd never get back. Not just their performance, but their edge, their quiet confidence, their sense of being fully alive in their own body. But I've also seen what happens when those same men make one small change, when they stop believing decline is inevitable and start giving their body the tools to fight back. I've seen their eyes light up again. I've seen them reconnect with their wives, with their energy, with themselves. I've seen them remember who they are, but you don't need a miracle. You need something real, something natural, and something that speaks to the part of you that's still fighting, even if it's been silent for a while. So here's your next step. Tomorrow morning, make the drink. Give it 7 days. Watch what happens. And if something inside you shifts, don't be surprised. That's just your body waking up. That's just your power returning. And believe me, you're not done yet. Not even close. This is only the beginning.